Okay, hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. Just kidding, not kidding. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to learn how to factor and find and use the distributive property, okay? Okay, so we are going to learn about distributive property first. Okay. So the distributive property is a property that I like to say, aka candy. And I'm going to call it candy, and I'll explain why. And then write today's date. Okay, and this is more of a practice video because we already did the lesson. All right, so to distribute. The first thing says, use the distributive property to expand. Use the distributive property, we'll put DP, to expand each algebraic expression. Okay, so let's start with the first one. And we are going to do 3 parentheses x plus 8. Really quick, when you have a number next to parentheses, it means to multiply. And remember, we do multiply with dots now. Okay, multiply with dots. So that would be 5 times 2 is 10. Now, the reason I call this candy, so when you notice right here, this means multiply. But notice that this is a number outside, and this is all a burrito inside. That means that 3 has to give candy to x and 8. So what I do is I draw a little piece of candy. Sally Kim Henrietta loves this candy. Okay, I draw my candy and I'm going to say, okay, the candy has to go to the x and it goes to the 8. So the candy has to be given to everybody. If not, it's not nice. It's not nice just for me to give candy to them. I have to give candy to both. It's not nice, okay? So I have to give candy to everybody. All right. So this just says 3 times x would be 3x. And then this just says 3 times 8. So you would do 24. And then the operation that we're working on is plus. And this is your expanded answer because 3x is not like terms with 24, which is just a number. You can't combine them. So that's as much as you can go. So remember, you have to give candy or distribute to everybody inside. If there's 2 people, you give them 2 candies. If there's 3 people, you give it to 3. If there's 1,000,000 people, you give it to 1,000,000. But it has to be to everybody fairly. Okay? Let's try another one. And pause it every time I go over one so you can do it first. Like Oyo. Remember, on your own. And then that way you can see if you got it right. And then if you didn't, you just fix it. No big deal until you get it. Okay, next one. 5 parentheses 6 plus x. And again, it says use the distributive property to expand this algebraic expression. Okay? All right. So here's my equation. Here's my candy. Sarah's drinking water. And I'm going to give candy to everybody. Everybody is 6 and x. So it's not nice for me just to give it to 6 and ignore x. You have to give candy to everybody. So everybody is here and here. And when you have a number next to parentheses, it means to multiply. So 5 times 6, okay, is 30. And 5 times x is 5x. And what function am I doing? I am doing add. So I'm just going to bring it down. And because they're not the same like terms, you cannot go any lower than that. So that's your simplified. Okay? All right, let's try another one. So, next one. Sorry, it's the TV downstairs. And Tiki's just chilling like a villain. Okay. All right, next one. Expand by using the distributive property to 9, 3 plus x. So when you distribute, you're going to give candy to everybody. So you give candy to the 3, and you give candy to x, okay? So you give it to everybody. Pause and do it by yourself. Okay, I'm back. So we are going to do 9 times 3, which is 27. And then we're going to do 9 times x, which is 9x. And then what function am I doing? I am doing an add. And that is your final answer. Dun, dun, dun. All right. This is not in your book, but we're going to try something different. Because you can totally handle this. Oh, my goodness gracious. Oh, no, it's subtract. What am I going to do? You're going to do exactly the same thing and give candy to everybody. So, give candy to the x and give candy to the 3. So, when you have a number next to a parentheses, it means to multiply. Let me do it in red. I told you I would do it in red. So, I do 5 times x is 5x. 5 times 3 is 15. And the only difference now that instead of putting a plus, you're going to put a minus. This dude literally comes down to the party right here. And that's your answer. Okay? All right. That's all I'm going to do right now. I'm not going to do a negative and positive numbers yet because we need to get on to other stuff. Okay. Now, the next section is a little bit different. We're going to use the distributive property to simplify each expression. Use the distributive property to simplify each expression. What in the world does that mean? I will tell you right now. Let's say you have 12 times, because remember, we don't use the x anymore, we use times 3/4. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, this is kind of freaking me out a little bit, so I'm going to separate these and put them in a burrito, 3 plus 3/4. And then this is multiplying to all of this, so it's going to go right here. And now it looks like distributive. So I have to give candy to everybody. Okay. So I can do 12 times 3, which is 36. And then 3 times 3/4. 12 times 3/4. It looks like this. Okay. There's a ghost 1. And I can cross cancel here. And that's 3 times 3 is 9. So it would look like this. Which would give me 45. 3, 6, 7, 3, 8, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 40, 45. That's the way they want you to do it with distributive property. Another trick that I can show you for something like multiplying fractions, okay, is you can just multiply across, which is 36, and then divide by 4 by doing Pirates of the Caribbean frijoles. Okay? Wait. 36 divided by 4. Let's use our calculator. 9! Loving the calculator? Yes. Okay, so it's 9, so I can do it that way. I know some of you said, well, Miss Martinez, what if I just do Indiana Jones and then multiply by 12? So yes, you can do Indiana Jones, but it wants us to use distributive property. But I love it when you guys use different things anyway. So you do that. Indiana Jones, that's 4 times 3 is 12, plus 3 is 12, 13, 14, 15 over 4. And then do it that way. Wait a minute. Yep. And that equals 45. See? Different ways of doing things. Okay? All right, so we can do that. Let's do another one. Pause this next one and try it on your own, okay? It says simplify 15 times Oh my goodness, that's supposed to be 15 times 2 2/3. Okay. That means I'm going to separate this dude and that dude. So 15 stays 15. Burrito, I'm putting it together so it's 2 2/3, which makes it easy in the sense that this times that, this times that. You give candy to everybody, okay? All right, so 15 times 2 is 30. Now we do 15 times 2/3. Watch this. 15 times 2/3. What's under the 15? Yep, a ghost one. Now, if you notice, 3 and 15 are, we can cross cancel. So 3 goes into 3, 1. 3 goes into 15, 5. And then I just do 5 times 2 is 10. Which gives me 40. Which reminds me of Dorito. That's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is 15 times 2/3, ghost 1. You multiply across, which gives you 30, and then you divide by 3, which gives you 10. See? And then the last but not least, you can do Indiana Jones. 15 times 2 2/3. So you do 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8. And again, we can cross cancel here, which 5 times 8 is 40. Done. Different ways of doing it. Okay? All right, let's go on to one more, and then we'll move on to the next thing. Hi, Poppy. Water break. Come here, Poppy. Don't be scared of your sister, okay? All right. To be nice, I already see your intentions. Okay, and then the last one, Oyo. Pause it, try it by yourself. You're going to do 8 times. Oh, I should have started with this one. This one's kind of easy. Pause it and try to do it. Oh, wait. Okay, I'm back. We have 4 1/2. And 8 is just 8. Burrito, 4 plus 1/2. Poppy, don't be scared. Come here. Tiki. No. Poppy, come here. It's okay, Poppy. Okay? And you give candy to everybody, okay? So you do 8 times 4. Sorry, Poppy's just looking at me like helpless. And remember that when you multiply by 1/2, it's the same thing as divided by 2. When you multiply by 1/3, it's the same thing as divided by 3. And when you multiply it by 1/4, it's the same thing as divided by 4. Okay? Or one thing I like to say is half of 8, which is, oh my gosh, my alarm. Half of 8 is 4. So I just put 4. So it's 36. Another way is Indiana Jones. Dun, dun. That's 8, 9/2. Cross cancel. And then 4 times 9 is 36. 36, 36, check, check. Okay? That's distributive property. All right, I'm going to have to waste a new piece of paper. Digital trees. And now we're going to talk about something a little bit different called factoring. So I do want you to put factoring right there. Okay. To factor, you're going to need to know your factors. Okay. To factor, you need to know your G, C, F, which is your greatest common factor. Okay, so here's number 1. Pretzel 1, example 1. Use the GCF to factor. Factor 16 plus 48. You guys, factor means kind of like take out. Okay? You're going to look at the 16, you're going to look at the 48, and you're going to ask yourself, myself, what number can I take out? Okay? I always skip 1 because it doesn't really help me at all. 2 can go in both of them. And then can 4 go in both of them? Yes. 5, no. 6, not into 16. 7, not into 16. 8 can go into 16, but can it go into 48? And if you don't remember, you just do 48 divided by 8, and the answer is yes. So it can go into both. 9, no. 10, no. 11, no. 12, no. 13, no. 14, no. 15, no. So I think the greatest common factor is going to be 8. Watch this. You put the main number here, and you get your burrito ready. And it's adding, so I'm going to put an addition sign right here. Now, if I pulled out an 8 from 16, let's say it's the same thing as doing divide by 8, or you can say 8 times what is 16, which is 2. And then the same thing with 48. If I pull out a 48 and I do 48 divided by 8, it would give me 6. So the factored version has to have a burrito. It has to look like this. You do not solve it. Your factoring means it looks like this, like a burrito with a little bit of stuff outside. Okay, let's try another one. Okay, let's do another example. You can also do all the factors, but it just seems like a lot of work. Okay. Oh, no. What happened to my line? Okay, next one. Factor. Factor, I did 16 and 35 plus 63. Okay. I ask myself, what can go into both numbers? 1, ew. 2, no. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, no. 4, nope. 5 can go into 35, but not the other one. 6, no. Hold on, I'm getting distracted with, oh my goodness, what happened? No, why isn't it working? Oops. Okay, 6, 7. Let's try 7. Watch this. If you don't know your math facts, 7 can go into there. Can it go into 63? It's probably not. It can. 7. I don't know if there's anything bigger. We'll try. I'll show you how you can figure it out. 7 can go into both. And then I ask myself, 7 times what is 35? Or 35 divided by 7 is 5. Plus 63 goes into 7 9 times. And there it is. Factored. Took me a little longer, but I figured it out. Factored means it looks like a burrito. Okay, next one. I can't wait to get to the... Okay, after this one, the next one's going to be a lot of fun. Factor. 26 plus 39. Okay, I ask myself 1. Yeah, but it doesn't really count. 2, no. 3, 9, 10, 11, 12, 6, 7, 8. Nope. 4, no. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my gosh, what can go into 26? Let's do the factors of 26 besides 1. 2, but that doesn't work because it's 2 and 13. Wait a minute. Can 13 go into 39? Is that craziness happens? 39, 26 divided by... See, I like my calculator. It helps me. 2 and 13, and then 39. Oh my gosh, it can. 3. 13 can go into both. That one was kind of hard, but I figured it out. I'm so smarticles. 13 times what is 26, or 26 divided by 13 is 2. And then plus 3. Yay, factored. That was fun. Okay. The last thing we're going to do is now we're going to do the same thing with variables. Remember symbol or letter that stands for a number. Factor. 8x plus 16. This one's kind of cool because I know 8 and 16. I know 8 can go into both. So 8 is pulled out like this. Now, you have to be careful because some people are like, oh, I pulled the whole number out. Yeah, but you still have x. So x is still playing, so it's going to go down here. And then I ask myself, 8 can go into 16, or 8 times what is 16? And the answer is 2. And what function am I doing? Plus. That's the fun factoring. More algebra. Okay. Let's see. Let's do a couple more of these because these are more fun than the other ones. Factor. So I know I have a variable there, but I'm just going to look at the numbers. 24 and 6, and I know 6 can go into both. So I'm going to pull out a 6, and then ask myself, 6 times what is 24, or 24 divided by 6 is 4. And I took out the 6, but I still have an x, so the x is still going to go right here. So the answer is 6 times 4 plus x. Okay? All right. I think 1 or 2 more, and then we should beat the Tamagotchi. We should be Gucci. Okay. Alrighty. Let's do factor. And then we're going to do 42 divided by, 42 plus 7x. Now, if I look at just the numbers, because there's no x here, I know 7 can go into both. So I pull out a 7. And then I ask myself, 7 times what goes into 42? Okay. And that would be 6. Because I know that 7 times 7 is 49. 6, 7, 8. Wait, what? 42 divided by 7? Sorry, I have a squirrel moment. Is 6? Yeah, I was right. And then I pulled out a 7, but I still have an x, so the answer is 7 times 6 plus x. Oops, let's do a different cooler. There you go. And that's how we do factoring. Okay? All right, watch this as many times as you need to because you need to know how to do this. And I feel like Candy, aka distributive property, you guys get a little bit quicker. Because remember, you give candy to everybody. But the factoring is like taking candy away because you're not listening or something. Okay. All right. Thank you for watching my YouTube channel. Till the next time.